Good morning, this is Heidi Meyers, immigration attorney and economic sanctions attorney. Today we're going to talk about what you can do if you don't have work authorization. Now, this is the question of what is work? What is work? It sounds very simple, but it is not. Like all legal issues, if you just skim the surface, it sounds quite simple, but then it gets more and more complicated the more you know about it. So if you have a particular question about your case, you should consult privately with an attorney. This is just meant as general information and it is not legal advice. All right, so if you are visiting the United States in some non-immigrant status and you do not have work authorization, or alternately you've applied for work authorization and you have not received it, the question is, what can you do? So you cannot engage in work. What is work? Work is you are paid or you receive some other type of remuneration. So for example, there was a little kerfuffle a few years ago when some young ladies were coming to the United States from Europe. I guess they came on their visa waivers, and they were planning to go to an organic farm and volunteer. However, CBP did not agree that they were volunteering because the farm provided housing, food, basically room and board. So even though they weren't getting paid cash or dollars, they were receiving room and board, and so that was considered remuneration, and CBP just sent them right back to Europe. So it doesn't have to be money. It can be other types of remuneration. The other thing is there can't be any expectation of remuneration. So for example, if you're working at your job and your work authorization expires and then you have not yet received your new work authorization, so you have this period of time where you're without work authorization, in general, your employer cannot have you continue working. So if you are an employer, in general, you cannot just take this person off the payroll and have them continue coming to work and then put them back on payroll once they get their new work authorization. This is general, like I said, might be different in particular situations. So it can't be a job for which you were paid in the past. So you can't just say, I'm volunteering, and it was a job that you were already being paid for. Or you can't say, I'm volunteering, and it's a job they're going to hire you and put you on payroll, in a month or whenever you get your work permit card. So that's not going to work. Okay, so what can you do actually? Well, for example, if you participate at a church, and the church has a ministry where they feed the homeless. So you volunteer to feed the homeless, and that's true volunteer work. You're not expecting to get paid. Nobody there is expecting to get paid. You're just trying to help poor people, feed them, that sort of thing. So that's fine. So volunteer activities where you're helping a charitable organization or a church or other religious organization, that should be fine. Or another example would be you sing in the choir. So of course nobody in the church choir is getting paid. Everybody does this, out of their hearts, not because they're expecting any money or anything. So that's another example of something that would be fine and considered truly volunteer, and that would not violate your stay. However, if it's something where you're replacing, say, somebody who was getting paid, or you're replacing a U.S. worker. So for example, suppose the church had a paid bookkeeper and they fire the bookkeeper and they have you come on as a volunteer to do the bookkeeping. No, since you're replacing a U.S. worker who had been getting paid, that's not volunteer work. So, so that's sort of a basic overview, so you have the idea of it. And then the other category of activities that are not considered work are business activities, where you're coming as a B1 visitor for business. So for example, if you are on the payroll of the overseas company and you're coming here to meet with prospective clients, if you are negotiating contracts, if you have a business conference to go to, those types of activities are not considered work and are fine. And also, if suppose you're here on a B visa and you want to start your own business, so you know, you're doing your market research, you're looking around, you're meeting with prospective clients, you're looking at incorporating your business. Should you form a corporation? Should you form an LLC? Setting up a business bank account, finding commercial space, getting into a commercial lease. Those general startup activities are also not considered work. Like I said, it gets very detailed and very complicated, so I'm just giving you a little overview, and if you have a particular situation, you need to consult with an attorney about your particular situation. So this is just a general informational video, and I hope it answers some of your questions. Just to give you a broad idea, and this is Heidi Meyers, immigration attorney, economic sanctions attorney. I am at 11 Broadway, Suite 925, New York, New York, 10004. My phone number is 212-791-4007 or 646-508-5225. And my email is heidimeyerslaw@gmail.com. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.